Hello guys, I am back for another video. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I study for nursing school. So yeah, let's get into the video. So first off, this is my main way of studying. So at my school, my teachers hand out these packets that like have all of like the PowerPoint slides in them, which is super nice. So like all PowerPoint slides in here, whatever. So these are what like I use to study the most, these PowerPoints, most likely like what the teacher's going to be focusing on. And what I also like about these is there's usually NCLEX style questions throughout the pages, so that's really nice. It helps you review the NCLEX style questions just to get those in your brain, because they're a certain style of question and they're kind of hard to answer sometimes, so it's good to, you know, get as much practice as you possibly can. So yeah, and in these certain colors mean certain things in my highlighting, so let me find a page where I have both colors. Here we go. Alright, so on these pages you see a lot of orange, and orange is what's really, like, what is an important thing. So, like, I have yellow highlighted here. This is, like, a very important page, I think. Let's find a page with more. Well, this one, I didn't have my yellow highlighter, so I used green. So this would all be in yellow, because it's not as important, and the stuff that's in the bright orange, that's what's really important. That's, like, what I want to focus on when I'm reviewing, what I want to make the most note cards on, etc. Just like maybe like what our teacher like emphasized in class, or something we spent a little longer time on. I really emphasize those in my notes so I can look back at them. So then another thing that I do is my teachers hand out these like worksheets, and so this is for patho. So for these worksheets, there's a disorder, and then she fills out the disorder, and then you have to find the patho, the causes, the signs and symptoms, the expected diagnostic tests, so labs, x-rays, CT scans, etc., and then interventions, like how you're like, what are you gonna do? So immunizations, restrict sodium are some of the things that I have on here. So I fill these out, and I mean there's like pages on pages of them, because I go through my notes and I find everything that I could possibly find on these. But she gives us these worksheets on every like unit, so they're kind of the things that she's gonna focus on more for the test. But usually it's literally every disease we cover, so it doesn't really narrow it down. But I fill those out, and then what I do is for every square I make a note card. So like I memorize, like I go over like for hepatitis A and E, what's the patho of that? What are the causes of that? What are the signs and symptoms? And what are the expected labs, and how are you going to diagnose it? And then how are you going to solve it? And I make a note card for each of those, which takes a long time, but it really helps me, because for me repetition is super important in my learning things. Like I have to repeat it a bunch and just go over it a bunch, or I'm never gonna learn it. So then that comes to my next thing that I do, and that is make note cards. So I swear by note cards. Literally, that is how I study. That's how I've always studied. I have this shoebox, this fun Nike shoebox, and it is literally, this is from this semester, so this is from 14 weeks of school, and it is filled with note cards. Like literally so many. I just spilled a ton of them. Like I bought 1,000 note cards from Amazon because it was cheap, and I went through all of them. So there's literally 1,000 note cards in this box that I have studied. Honestly, I think the note cards are what really like help me get the good grade. Because repetition, like if you just keep going over it, you're eventually going to learn it, and it's going to stay in your mind because you have this chunk of note cards, and it's like constant quizzing, so that really helps a lot. Another thing I do is study groups. So before a test, a group of classmates in my like friend group, we get together and we go through everything. We go get a private study room and we just go through everything that could be on the test. We ask questions about what we need clarified. We ask questions on that, and odds are someone in the group's gonna know it. We definitely meet like the time before the test. So like for patho, our test was at 10. We'd usually like get together at, you know, 8 o'clock, study till 10, then go take our test. And it wouldn't be cramming, it would just be kind of just reviewing. Like, we already know everything. We are just reviewing the topics that maybe we don't know as well. And I think that that really helped when I was taking my test, because the things I didn't know as well were fresh in my mind. Another thing is I take breaks when I need to take breaks. So I'm literally not able to study for like more than 2 hours at a time. Like my brain is incapable of staying alert that long. So, you know, I'll study for 2 hours and then I'll break and then I'll study for 2 hours again. And, you know, the breaks vary in size. If I'm not feeling motivated, then they're usually longer. I feel like as long as you're like studying, it's fine. And plus your brain needs breaks every once in a while. Like, you're not going to be able to retain the information if you're just like going through the motions and not actually thinking about the topics, because a lot of things, you know, you need your brain to be there to, you know, review. You need breaks. That's the gist of that. You need to break. And you need to let your brain rest. You need to watch some Netflix and then get back to it. Alright, so that was my ways I study in nursing school. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want, like, comment, or subscribe. I don't, if you want, it's all up to you. But thank you for watching my video, and enjoy nursing school.
And I'm tired of talking, 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 talking.